Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, The Mother Speaks Tarot. My name is Allison. My channel is still pretty new, so if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And those of you who have already subscribed, thank you guys so much. I'm so happy to be here with all of you. Thanks for joining me. My name is Allison, in case I didn't say that. I'm feeling just a little bit rushed. I'm going to try and calm down here. That's just, I only have like an hour before I have to go pick up my son from work. So, but today is the full moon, and I just wanted to check in with you guys. I'm getting some downloads, continuing from the last collective reading that I did. Today, I'm going to be using the Medieval Scapini by Luigi Scapini. This is a vintage deck, and the A.E. Waite Tarot, all rainbowy. It's so pretty. So I have some notes here. Oh, calm down there. Hello, camera. There we go. Sorry, guys. So I have like a couple of pages of notes here. So I'm just going to check those out here real quick. Okay, so so yeah, I've been saying that I'm getting information from the stars. This is the celestial light, and it brings information. It brings codes, right? And I realized that the volcanoes, which are spewing information out, that's what I realized last week. So we get information from all different things, from the earth, air, fire, water, and fire is also spirit. And so we get a lot of information from our entire environment. But what was standing out to me, and what spirit continued to expand on, was how the volcanoes are creating new land. So what I was told is that is because that new land is pure. We had all these white things, the unicorn, the doves. We had earth, air, fire, water, and everything in here was white. And during that reading, I realized that that was the purification, that message that was trying to come forth to me. Guys, I don't even know if I'm going to use the cards today. So I'm really just checking out my notes here and reiterating what I was being told. So here's the thing. The land is pure. The earth is creating new land. Because I feel like we're just everywhere now, people, right? And there's not that there's anything wrong with people being there. It's just that we have a lot of energy. And when we have negative energy, when we leave pollution where we go, that is the problem. And so the earth is creating new pure land. Now, there's something I've also been getting here. Now, there's a lot of roads, okay? Actual roads, streets, pathways, highways. Just imagine how much land we set aside, acres and acres and acres of land for the sake of travel. Okay, and these roads are made so that people can pass over them. Nobody stays there. It's always a temporary thing. We're rolling over the land. Okay, so what roads experience is just like roads are a lot like a blood system, like your veins. things are traveling through it constantly. People are traveling, sometimes animals even will go take our roads and stuff like that. But the thing is I think what I was getting about that is that this is where road rage comes from. The fact that millions of people travel down these roads all the time, and nobody cleanses it. I've never seen a person with a piece of sage saging the road. You got to get out of the road. You can't go over there and cleanse this road that everybody's traveling down. So what happens is there is a lot of energy that builds up in the roads themselves. And the more negative energy gets built up into a road, the more negative energy people feel when they drive down it. So I've seen a few years back, I saw that there was this woman or some people that was going around purifying the rivers, as many rivers as she could find. The rivers are a lot like the roads, except we have more roads than rivers. And so I feel like because we're all over leaving physical pollution, we don't even realize how much energetic pollution we are also leaving everywhere. And so that's the thing with roads. So I would like to challenge everybody who hears this. I don't know, that maybe I should go on TikTok or something, do a TikTok challenge to, when you're going down a road, you can, I don't suggest using a piece of sage, because if you hold it out the window, it could burn and pieces of it will fly out and it could catch things on the road. But Palo Santo is a little bit more manageable, but I don't know if it has to be like a smoke or a burning thing at all. It can be a piece of selenite. It could simply be prayer. It could be that, people could choose to, like somebody's driving because somebody has to pay attention. They can't be doing the prayer or any meditation as they're driving. But maybe what we can do is do that. As we go down the road, pray to cleanse this road or use your intention to cleanse the road. Whatever you feel, ask the angels to purify the energy on the roads, the rivers, everywhere, the land itself. Okay? But I was focused on the roads because I'm like, wow, that's probably what road rage is all about. But of course, energetic pollution isn't just roads. It's everywhere. Okay? So while you can pray or, Palo Santo or whatever, I had this vision of people taking entire trees of Palo Santo and like a big tree and putting it on the back of a truck bed or something, a big diesel, and like just drive it around everywhere. But of course that's not going to work. So I said, all right, Spirit, we don't need people running around with, trying to sage, smoke everything out. We're going to create more wildfires, which is also part of the fire elemental thing that was going on. But it's the 432 hertz. This is what the earth said. The 432 hertz, you can just simply play that as you travel down the road. This will cleanse everything, earth, air, fire, and water. Fire, even if it's, spirit, okay? But, fire is purifying in itself, but if it's wild and it's out of control, who knows what. I don't think anybody's tried 432 hertz on a flame, but let's start finding ways to purify the energy and the physical part of our earth altogether. And you can do that with vibration. Okay, 432 hertz, look it up. It's the heart chakra. It's one of the very best vibrations you can have to cleanse the planet. So gosh guys, I don't know if I'm going to use the cards at all here. Okay, I've already been on for 10 minutes here. So here's another thing. We need more shamans and shamanas. The planet said, if we just bring the divine back into our daily vibration as a species, then our energy won't pollute. See what I'm saying? We don't have to be what we think is special or different from anyone else. We can all be this holy person. Whether you do it with church, temple, mantras, meditation, whatever you feel is divine. It's the divine that needs to be brought back in to our daily life with everything. Okay? Because people are like antennas. We pick up on energy from others who are close by. Sometimes we can pick up on energy on people who are not close by. They're very far away from us, but we're still feeling them. So that is how we can get the ball rolling. The more we do to cleanse our energy, to purify our energy, it moves on to others, and then they will cleanse their energy and purify their energy. And it works the other way too, which is what it's been doing right now. There's a lot of people out there that are bringing spirit back, the divine, into their lives every day. But the more we let go of the divine in our life each day, the more someone else is going to feel that. And then, you know what I mean? It can go either way, this domino effect. So sometimes we will pick up on other people's discovery and have no idea that somebody has been working really hard on this, and and then we just pick it up out of the air. I used to think that people would overhear the songs that I made up in the shower, and then they came out on the radio. That's what I thought when I was a little kid. But what I was really doing was picking up on the fact that someone had written a great song and probably had just recorded it. And so then right before they release it, I feel all that. It gets into my head, right? And then I hear it on the radio, and that would make me kind of paranoid as a kid. I was like, who's listening to me? Right? Nobody. That's just how it works. We just have to accept the fact that we are empaths, that we are intuitive. Okay? So the more we clean up our act, literally clean up our act, clean up our daily life by bringing spirit, divine into it more, by consciously choosing to cleanse and purify the energy of the environment, our planet. The more we do this, the better things will get, because the planet has already initiated this purification, cleaning process. So if we go with the flow and help our planet and not fight against it, I really think that's the best thing we can do. Self-love, the practice of self-love heals our ancestry. So last week I was saying that I was feeling like the ancestors were angry. I don't really think that. I mean, it was a message, but it came out wrong. Not so much, they're not like angry at us for how things have gotten and they're like blaming us or whatever. They're not doing that. They're all passed away. They're in a, you know what I mean? But what was made clear to me was the anger. They're like, no, no, it's not you guys. It's our anger. The ancestors were angry. They left their anger. They left their suffering in us. So the more self-love, self-care work that we do, the more ancestral patterns that we heal, that also purifies all of that energy from the past. The energy that our ancestors left behind, not just in us and how we were raised and in our blood and all that, but for the energy itself and for everyone around. It's a domino effect. You know how sometimes you're cleaning and you're like, okay, well, the counter looks really good. Let's see I'm going to move this, I don't know, the toaster or something away from the wall, and then you see all this junk behind it and you're like, oh, and you clean that, right? That's what I feel the earth would like us to do. So that's another way to help the earth clean. Self-love. Heal your ancestry. Heal your line. Heal the energy for your ancestors. It's like, oh, they apologize. I hear. So once we do this cleaning up, by going with the flow, we're more balanced. The more we clean the planet, the better for the future generations. The more we do self-care and self-love for ourselves, the better the past is. And everything just gets better and better and better. Happy full moon today, guys. I'm sorry I forgot to even address that. That's why I'm doing this reading today. It's the full moon. I tend to, oh man, full moons really work on me. They can really make me like really excited, or if I'm in a sad mood, then I'll get just like really sad and I have to try to, or if I'm happy, I'm so freaking happy, on these full moons. So right now I'm just like really in the flow of these exciting things that I got as a download, okay? So if I sound a little intense today, that's what it is. It's the full moon, but at least I'm not like sobbing my eyes out or just so freaking happy I can't stop smiling. But so that's balance, okay? So all kinds of things will get cleared up by doing these things. Karma. Oh my God, everybody's karma. The energies that are flying around, we're going to get good karma for cleaning up the planet. We're going to get good karma for healing our ancestry. We're going to get good karma with even, the veil is down. So the spirits or, the ghosts or, those that are earthbound, I believe that this cleaning up our energy will help them as well. Not sure how, but it's higher vibe. But the veil is gone. And so I've been watching a lot of those ghost hunting shows, and there's been some pretty interesting and also creepy looking stuff. People are putting themselves kind of in danger too by being around some of these beings that, you You don't go tent camping where the bears are. You know what I mean? You gotta be a little bit more oh, if you're gonna go camping where the bears are, you should be in a cabin. There's just things that you gotta do, okay? So if you're gonna be out looking for ghosts, but you may come across an elemental whose job is to do things that is, um, uh, you know, would be a bit scary to us. You get them angry, or you disturb them, they could attach to you, they could mess with you. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I see what people call demons. This you just don't mess with them, don't go where they are, and understand that they're probably there for a reason. Creation has created all of this, okay? So we just have to be a little smarter when we deal with the spirits, so that we don't put ourselves in a place of fear, which brings in the fear-eating spirits, okay? And then, with the dark elementals, just leave them alone. Dark elementals, demons, whatever you want to call them, they have a job. The job of the bears is to be a bear, okay? And they may look, cute, but you don't let a bear come around you, they will eat you, okay? They might eat you. Wild ones, anyway, not the ones that were rescued and are adorable and stuff. I mean, I ain't gonna go swimming with a giant shark like that one chick did. But man, she knew what she was doing, and she's okay. So I'm just saying, just know what you're doing, right? So I believe that once we do all that stuff, we're just going to be so much more balanced, okay? Okay, and so one of the last messages I got is about reality. Okay, so now we're moving on to a different subject. Reality is your now. Your reality. What is your reality? And as I said that, I've been on 22 minutes, 22 seconds. So, my reality, okay? My reality changes because I'm not afraid to change my mind. I'm not afraid to say I was wrong, or I was ignorant about something, or even if I just want to say, oh, yeah, I just changed my mind about that. I changed my opinion about that. In fact, I try to not even have a whole lot of opinions about stuff, because I'm really just trying to observe. Opinions or judgments, I think there's a time and a place for judgment sometimes, but I think life is just a lot smoother for you as an individual if you observe and don't put so much of your emotion, pardon me, into an opinion you might form. No, that was bugging me. So that comes from self-love, that I'm not afraid to change my mind. I'm not afraid to say that I changed my mind. I'm not afraid to say that I was wrong. Because I'm not afraid to say who I am. Because I've done a lot of self-love and a lot of self-care. I've examined myself, and I took away a lot of these rules that I made for myself. We make a lot of instant rules like, oh, okay, that's the second time I screwed up there, and now I'm never doing it again. There you go. You just made a rule for yourself, and then the next thing you know, here's this opportunity presents itself to you for a third time, and you say to yourself, well, those last 2 times I failed. And I said to myself that I would never do that again because I'm not making a mistake. First of all, guys, it is okay to make mistakes. We're here to make mistakes. There's so many people out there that are so afraid to make a mistake that they don't do anything. Okay? Sometimes if you make a really bad mistake, well, that's not so okay. You know, you don't want to go drinking and driving. You could hurt someone. But still, you're human, and we come here and we make mistakes. Okay? So just take off these rules that you make for yourself. A lot of people say, this is who I am. This is what I believe in. And then when somebody comes to them and they say, well, what about this? And if it doesn't fit into their reality, they don't just rule it out. Sometimes they'll like be like, oh no, and like get like really upset. Reality is different for everyone's consciousness. My reality is different from my dog's reality. Okay? So what I'm saying is, I've given myself permission to not be static. To allow myself to change, to flow. A river is not static. It flows. I flow, and so I can change. I'm flexible, so I survive. And I grow. Okay? End of notes. Let's just get this out of here now. Let's see, what time is it? Sorry, guys. Just stuck my finger over everything. Let's see. Now, I've got the Moonology deck here because of the full moon. So let's see here. What does Spirit want to tell us about what I just said? Like, yeah. Where do we go from here? I'm hearing. Where do we go from here? I mean, I feel like that was pretty clear here. Oh, okay. So this landed right side up. Nine of Wands, guys. Fire energy. All right. Now it looks like these guys are all like resting. And what this is the Wounded Warrior card. So what I feel like is Spirit is saying that we are all in this energy right now. This is a defensive type of energy, the kind of energy where we're trying to protect ourselves. That's why we make those little rules like, oh, I failed at that twice, so I'm never doing it again. That's kind of defensive. Or, you know, like everybody is mean to me about this or that, and so we're defensive. I'm not letting people in anymore. This is another thing that we are all doing a lot. There are like so many more introverted folks, and that was something else that I was doing a couple of years ago. I'm just like, oh, you know, I'm an introvert, and you know, the more you just, I'm not trying to say buy into it, because we are who we are, and I've always been a shy person, which is why I'm not really on social media a whole lot. But the more we tell ourselves one thing, the less we can move, the more static we become. And you just get more and more defensive, and your world gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and then there's no room for new. There's no room for new love, new people, new friends. You're just standing there waiting for somebody to attack you. Yeah, and we're off balance. All right? Two of coins. We've been juggling. We've been going back and forth about everything. With the, oh, this is the yin and yang. Oh, it's the Gemini full moon. We need to balance. This is often a card of not being in balance, trying to juggle these two coins, these two sides of the coins, the yin and the yang, the Gemini. And I was talking about balance as well. Let's see what else we get here. What else would you like to say about this Nine of Wands, Spirit? You know, I've been practicing that whole thing. You know how people go like this, and then they lift underneath, and it all comes together and stuff. I've been practicing that. Folks, I just suck at it. I don't know. So never again. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe one day I'll learn how to do that, but I am still trying to learn that trick. If anybody wants to tell me the trick to it, put it in the comments below. I would appreciate that. What can we do? What can we do about this defensiveness except just, you know, we don't want to force ourselves, you know? So what? All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Oh, another 2. We got this in the last reading. Okay. So what this is saying here is that I'll get this one in a minute here. We all need to use our intuition. We really need to open up our third eye. We don't know where we're going. The swords represent truth, okay? And so this is part of the imbalance. Just not knowing which way to go. Okay? So we really all need to learn how to use our intuition, or we're just going to be stuck. Oh, and I'm also getting something about we need to open our heart. She's wearing green, and that's one of the colors for the heart chakra. It's green and there's pink. And her arms are crossed over her heart. And so green is also the color of healing. And so it's saying to heal, we need to open up our heart and our third eye and connect them. Okay, because it's our heart that always knows what to do next. If we are led by our heart through our intuition, see all that water everywhere? Water is subconscious. It's all available to us. But she can't see any of it until she takes off that blindfold. I'm also getting something about seeing the truth. There's a lot of people who will purposely blind themselves to the truth. They'll see the truth and just tell themselves that that's not true. You know, like my like my grandma. She's like, people are like, who was that in the hall? And she's like, oh, that's just the ghost. But we don't believe in them. Grandma's like going to be 97, and that's how I was raised. We would talk about supernatural stuff, but shh, we don't believe in that. Officially, our family doesn't believe in any of that, right? And so then what happens is the confidence that you need from your solar plexus in order to begin to see and accept the fact that your intuition is right. I mean, yeah, it's not always right, but the solar plexus is important with doing this. I didn't feel all that confident when Spirit told me to make this channel, but I'm very confident now that I can read, do a reading for anyone. I'm reading for everybody, for the planet. You know what I mean? Oh, look, and there's all this yellow, which is the color of the solar plexus, our confidence, our power. Okay, so Page of Pentacles. There will be a message. We're all going to receive some sort of message about the riches, the fruits of the earth. That's funny because I learned that phrase from the medieval Scapini. the the two of wands in this deck. Has a couple of dorges. Dorjes are lightning bolts, and they're Tibetan, I believe. And so, well, whenever I would, oh no, it was the Thoth deck. I'm sorry, guys, it's the Thoth deck that I'm. See, this was my very first deck that I used, even though this is not the exact deck. This was the first type of, the Scapini Tarot was the first tarot I ever used, and then I used the Thoth deck. Okay, so for many years it was only the Thoth deck, and in there, like I was saying, so the two of wands for me, because they're Tibetan, they represented my two dogs, which were Shih Tzus. I had two of them back then, and it said this is creation from destruction, but also the responsibility that we have to care for the fruits of the earth. And I realized that my two dogs were the fruits of the earth. We're the fruits of the earth. Okay. So now this isn't a child, I wouldn't say that, but this is a message from the planet, because this is Earth. And she's saying that things are going to get better, because in a personal reading, I would say that this is a message about money. It could be an offer or an opportunity, but it comes as a message. Okay, this is a message because these are messengers, or sometimes this is a child or something because this is a young person. But for this reading for everybody, I feel like what this is she's giving us a message right now that once we do all these things, once we stop being so defensive, once we connect, take off our blindfold, connect it to our heart, open up our heart, we'll be able to see better. And what that's going to do is it's going to make our life richer. We will then be at the very beginning of a really beautiful, blessed life. I'm seeing Atlantis. Okay, I'm feeling Atlantis, which is where my soul was a long time ago. A very powerful psychic told me that when I was 23, that I'm from Atlantis, and man, I believe her. Okay, so let's see what the moon would like to say, because I've been on, 37 minutes. But, I'm really glad that I got to go, because my son has been needing a good job for a long time, and he's got it, and I am so grateful. That's one of the changes that happened in my house, because I got to go pick him up every so often, and that's one of the reasons not completely the reasons why I haven't been doing these nightly things. For the the zodiacs, guys, I'm a little bit scattered. This full moon energy, hurry up. But anyway, so I'm really glad that I gotta go, because it is such a blessing. I never, sometimes I miss him, we would spend a lot of time, but I don't say to myself, oh, I miss him, I'm here by myself. No, I say, I am so glad, even though I'm here by myself right now, I am so glad that he has this wonderful job, even though I'm not completely by myself. So yeah, okay, so a time for healing, okay? Yeah, this is a time for healing. This is exactly what I've been saying. It's time to heal, open up our hearts, open up our intuition. And I was just pointed out here that, look, this guy is also wearing green. I don't know if you can see that. He's wearing green and red, which is rather Christmassy. But red is the mother. Red is the first chakra, the survival. So there's a lot of red on him too. So I'm feeling like those of us who can do this, those of us who can heal and open up, we will survive. And we will be blessed with a brand new life. Not just riches, okay, but with a brand new way of life on our planet. Balsamic moon makes me want some salad. Yum, yum. Anything else you would like to say, our beloved grandmother moon? New moon in Leo. Confidence is the key to your success. Guys, I can't make this up. This is exactly what I just said. So here we go. I mean, look at this card. He's surrounded by yellow. The pentacles are yellow. I'm hearing, have a lion heart. Your heart, be a lion heart. Now this is the full moon. But the new moon is what we build on. And here's that cat energy again. There's another thing. I've been seeing the lion goddess everywhere, no matter what her name is. In Egypt, she's Sekhmet. And I think I just saw another one where she's called Ikanti or something. I'm not exactly sure, but I've been seeing this, the lion spirit, Archangel Ariel. We're being asked to be lion-hearted. And also, this is gold. This is fire again. We will survive with confidence. All right, I'm gonna put this deck away and just see if there's a spirit animal who wants to come out and see what's up. If I get a lion, I'm gonna be like, oh man, these are rather large cards. See how pretty? No, I'm just kidding. I'm talking about my shuffling. I'm honest, you know, I'm not trying to dig at myself or anything. Just mostly trying to get you guys to laugh a little bit. I love being the reason people laugh and enjoy their life. So I tried. I've always been a funny girl since I was a little tiny girl. I thought it was my job to make my entire family laugh, and I don't even know where I got that idea, but whenever people were too serious, I would just say or do something that I knew would make everybody laugh. And wow, there goes a ball. I like my little sparkly balls here. They're just foam, but they're just so festive looking. Aren't they pretty? I like them. Authentic. See, now that's another thing I was talking about. What is your reality? How flexible are you in your reality? Reach out to your tribe in times of need. Family gives you strength when you face the storm. Love your uniqueness. You are full of surprises. Break free from others' expectations. Just be yourself. Heck yeah. All right, goddesses, my lovely ladies. Oh, Pele on the bottom. Pele on the bottom. Determination. But she's the one I was talking about. She's the one who's bringing out all this new land. Be determined, she says. And you can help me purify this world, she says. Let's see if she comes out. Underneath that, we got Hina, courage, and we got the moon right there. To see how many of the ladies come out, and this will end tonight's full moon reading. Now, you know, I'm not an astrologer, and I don't, you know, I haven't really learned a whole lot of astrology, but I have noticed that this is supposed to be like a really powerful moon. I mean, they usually are, but this one, there's like a lot of planets in alignment or something, and this is a powerful one. This is the end of 2021. Thank you. And so when it comes to this energy, like if you do intentions, just know that is going to go really far. Protection. Tara, and she's green, and so there's a lot of green here, guys. This is a lot of healing, okay? And she wants you to know that as you heal, you're protected, okay? You're protected. Things are scary right now. Sometimes people don't know if they're going to survive these times, no matter if it's the planet doing stuff or things like COVID or regular everyday things, you know? We're protected. Any way we go, we're protected. Even when we pass on, we're protected. You know, guys, just live more courageously and in less fear. Because the whole reason this person hasn't made a decision is because of a certain amount of fear, a certain amount of not wanting to see, a certain amount of being closed off. Yeah, there's a lot of green here, guys. Green and gold. Green and gold. All right, so that's it. That's all I can do tonight. I hope you guys have a beautiful full moon if you can see it. If it's not cloudy where you are, go outside and check her out. Send cleansing. Don't forget, like when you're on the road, you know, do something to help cleanse the road's energies, and wherever you go, and do that self-care and just be grateful and happy for everyone in your life, and we can do this, guys. All right, so blessings and love and hugs to all of you guys, and I'll see you next time.